Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is still doing well. How about a little bonus upload to get this day rolling a little bit better, a little bit faster. Before we get into that, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman, Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They all were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost you a cent. Click that like button. Takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon and please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go. And folks, they definitely matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get into today's bonus, shall we? Alright, so as normal, video clips and terrifying experiences. Today's first terrifying experience. Tonight's first encounter. I know this may sound crazy, but I figured this would be a good place to share. It was around 2015. I remember it being summertime. The trees and brush were full and lush. My wife and I live on 12 acres of land in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. The land is mostly wooded, with maybe 3 acres around the home cleared out with the exception of random spaced trees. 2 acres in the front yard and about an acre in the back. The house was built in 1969 and the state of the home was original to that year, right down to the shag carpet. We originally moved in back in 2014, and over the years of living there, we gradually worked on remodeling when we had extra money and time. The land had 2 small barns on the property we had turned into chicken coops. We also decided to add a sheep. Side note, the home itself always had an unsettling feeling. The basement had a dark, evil feeling with a freezer full of animal carcasses and a gallon bucket full of frozen blood. That was there when we moved in, but that's another story for another time. So over the span of living there, we had problems keeping our chickens alive, and we couldn't find how something would be getting in. One day we get home from the grocery store, and it's early afternoon, to find all our chickens dead and spread across our yard. This didn't make any sense. We had a heavy-duty hardware cloth wire caging that was torn like something crawled through it. We were concerned and not sure what to do. After all, we had the sheep to worry about. I began setting out at night on different times of the day when we had time. I thought maybe I could hunt whatever was killing the animals, but nothing ever showed up. We kept a close eye on the sheep the best we could, making sure he was well protected. That was until one random morning we went out to feed him and found him out in his stable, lying in the back, dead, not moving. We still don't know what got him or how. He had no marks or explanation of what happened. The only thing coming to mind is a fear-induced heart attack. Now, on to the experience or sighting. Like I said, it was summertime. I had the windows open because of our AC not working very well on the second floor, and was trying to get a breeze through the house. My wife was at work. Meanwhile, I was working on putting our laundry away in the upstairs bedroom. I kept hearing this deep growl sound, and a slightly higher pitch growl sound with it. I couldn't tell what it was, so I stuck my head out of the window to listen better. I could hear it coming from the woods on the right side, slowly getting louder, slowly getting closer to being in view. The sound drew near. My heartbeat sank. I felt fear and dread. I was scared, but I wasn't sure why. That was until it came into the clearing, and there it was, this giant Dogman walking across my front yard. It was walking on all fours. It had a giant canine head, a large humped back, a long bushy tail, and its fur was thick on its chest and back, and thinned on its legs. As it was walking into our front yard, I was able to measure it up by when it was walking past the trees. It was at least 5 feet, standing on all fours at the shoulders. So I imagine it being at least 8 to 9 feet on its hind legs. The slightly higher pitched sound was coming from behind it. Following behind was an identical pup. I was in such shock I couldn't move, frozen in what I was seeing. I didn't even think to take a photograph. I guess at the moment I didn't want to miss anything. It carried on across the front yard and got deeper into the woods. I told my wife about it and never saw it again after that day. Also, never went outside without protection after that. We ended up moving in 2018. So today's first video clip is one of my favorites. I met this gentleman through my good friend James, or as you guys like to call him, Dark Waters. And Shy Unique, or Blue, was doing a Facebook Live, and out of the blue comes this thing running across his backyard, and he catches it. A lot of people were like, when it first came out, were shocked and amazed. And there were those people that were like, oh, it's a hoax, it's a fabrication. Yet people really didn't recognize the fact that it was a Facebook Live post. There was no way Shy Unique could have done that on a Facebook Live. Terrified. I got to interview him and speak with him. Super, super nice person. And, it was really a unique experience to talk with him and have him share that experience with me. Once again, it was, James, Dark Waters, made that happen. And, I just figured I'd share this video clip because still to this day, people think that it's a hoax and that he made it up. Yet, how do you make something up like this when it's live? You don't.
I'm really just out my mind right now, because I really think I just saw what the fuck I just saw, like. And just to show y'all that I ain't capping on no screenshot or editing no photos and none of that shit. I'm finna open my back door and show y'all that the picture came from in the back of my yard. Let me see if I can flip this bitch around. That's the exact spot now. That's my backyard. I'm zooming in a little piece. This is the exact spot that I just. Hold on. Listen, dog.
Just some really, truly amazing footage. On to tonight's second encounter. My dad told me about a lot of experiences that happened to him throughout his life remember one in particular that took place sometime in the late 60s to early 70s, long before I was born. I'll do my best to recall what he relayed to me. Unfortunately, I can't ask him about this because he passed away 9 years ago. This was somewhere in Northern California. It was some sort of campground that had been near a big lake. I honestly don't remember the name of this campsite, as I was a little girl when he told me this story. He was camping with a few of his brothers. I believe he told me that they had the truck to camp in, and they used the back bed, 2 sleeping bags for both brothers, and my dad slept in the front seat. Well, he and my uncles were asleep when my dad was awoken by a foul odor. He wasn't sure what it was because he hadn't smelled anything like it before, as he and my uncles were very outdoorsy and camped a lot. He had the window cracked open, and that's how he was able to smell it. He said that when he awoke, he saw this large, hairy creature walking around the truck. He didn't know what it was, but suspected that it could possibly be a Bigfoot. When it reached the truck, he said that it started to sniff through the crack of the window. If I remember correctly, it had startled my uncles as well. They were pretty scared and tried their best not to move because they were more out in the open than my dad. Well, all 3 of them pretty much hid in their sleeping bags, and when this creature realized that they were in there, and it started to make this aggressive grunting sound, and then began to shake the truck. It wasn't a small truck, so this thing had to have a good amount of strength to move it. My dad said he was doing that for quite some time, but once it realized that they were not going to react or even move, it finally walked off. Once it was gone from the truck, and they could hear it in the distance making some really loud screaming sounds, they believed it was angry, but didn't do anything else physical, and thank goodness. They all jumped into the truck and left the campsite. Here's a very interesting video clip. I had to take the sound out of the video clip because YouTube would not let me share the video without taking the song out, and by taking the song I had to remove the little girls. The one statement made in this video, they're driving down the road, and I'm assuming this little girl's in the back seat, and she's got her phone out or iPad and kind of taking a video of the trip, and sees something walking in the field, and automatically or instantly she says, "What is that?" And that's the end of the clip. It's not a very long video clip, but it is a pretty interesting clip. Check it out. Like most video clips, you or I really can't get a great feel on them because we weren't there. But it is an interesting clip nonetheless. On to tonight's final encounter. I had an experience in north central PA that I will never forget. Thinking about this experience still makes my body shake with fear. It was during the early 70s while I was attending a community college. I had overheard fellow classmates discussing the beauty of Skyline Road located near South Williamsport. I guess you could see the entire valley of Williamsport. I talked my boyfriend into driving to the mountain ridge where we could see this valley. We didn't pick the right area. Instead, we inadvertently went to the other side, which was on a neighboring mountain. Much higher and clearly isolated. It took a while to get to the top. We didn't see any cars along the way. It was cold outside and the middle of fall. We finally reached the highest elevation of the mountain and a slightly cleared area. We parked the car and see the entire valley. It was a truly beautiful sight. Full moon, stars, the city lights below us. We were definitely alone on this mountain. It should have been a nice evening, sitting in the car overlooking the beautiful valley. But suddenly, I had a strange, intense urge to make sure all the doors were locked. So I locked my door and reached over and locked my boyfriend's. He just laughed at me. "Why are you locking the doors? We're the only people here." But I was adamant about getting all the doors locked immediately. I even had to know the old Vega. The trunk was locked. Yeah, the back of the car is locked. But I clearly felt uneasy. My boyfriend encouraged me to enjoy the beautiful evening with the sky in our view. Finally, I attempted to calm down and leaned my back against the side of the car door. My boyfriend leaned over the center console and kissed me, two young people concentrating on each other, and we initially ignored the slight outside movement of the car. But all of a sudden, with my back against the door, I felt a very strong pull on the door. Simultaneously, we both felt a tremendous rocking of the car. We both looked out my window. Standing next to the door was this very large, humanoid-like creature. It was pulling on the door handle, and with both of its hairy hands, this creature was determined and strong. It caused the intensive rocking of the car. At its sight, we screamed together in absolute shock. Thank God somehow my door remained closed and locked. My boyfriend grabbed his keys, immediately starting the car. The engine roared. This menacing creature turned away from the car and headed down the mountain. It deliberately stayed away from the lights of the car. It moved with unbelievable swiftness and speed, and in the dim light, into the heavily wooded area filled with painful briars. What kind of creature could be so active in this densely mountainous region? There is no human capable of moving at such a rapid speed. Humans are also unable to move in such potentially dangerous areas without light. It's obvious this creature had nocturnal vision. Did this creature also have the ability to camouflage itself? Why didn't we see it earlier? It further easily disappeared into the gnarly terrain. I screamed at my boyfriend, "Get us out of here." As we drove down the mountain, I was visibly shaking and crying. I kept asking, what did we see? What did we encounter? My boyfriend, equally confused and terrified as I was feeling. What did we actually see that night? It appeared to be some sort of hairy cryptid, possibly a Bigfoot, of course. This is not possible because rational people don't believe in the existence of cryptids or Bigfoot. However, this is my description. It did not have a defined neck. It was covered with hair on its face, arms, and body. The body was massive with thick shoulders and arms. There was no appearance of any clothing. It also appeared beside our car like an avid hunter that maintained its presence before our initial and horrifying recognition. After this incident, I thought we should go immediately to the police, but my boyfriend said no one's going to believe us. However, I believe my guardian angel whispered in my ear to initially lock the doors. What if my door lock had given way during the creature's fierce pulling? Why was this creature so intent on opening my car door? It was clearly violent because the fury used against the door actually created a horrendous shaking of the entire car. But it had to be my guardian angel who made sure that door lock didn't release under its savagery efforts. Furthermore, the creature was much larger than the two of us. There's no way we could defend ourselves against it. Yes, we should leave Bigfoot alone because the one we encountered was definitely cunning, and it also exhibited a strong capacity for discernment. As it approached my side of the vehicle, it apparently was watching us for a while, just waiting for the opportunity to force that door open. It was without a doubt dangerous. The majority of the human race will never experience how close this creature came to us. Furthermore, people may deny and laugh about the existence of Bigfoot. We were just glad to escape. We had our miracle that evening. We were able to go home. We never went to the mountain region again. Many decades later, I researched online reported sightings of Bigfoot in Pennsylvania. Through this process, I discovered this state is designated as one of the highest rated states for such strange experiences in America. It was real enough for me and will never be forgotten. Yes, I believe in miracles, guardian angels, and Bigfoot. Do you blame me? Alright, guys, and that was definitely a very, very strange and unsettling experience. With that, here is tonight's final kind of video evidence or footage. It's kind of old. It's actually really old. I have no doubt that most people on this channel have seen it. It just shocks me, and I kind of put it on here to see what you guys thought of it. When I first saw this, I'll talk about this and share my opinion on this one, okay? When I first saw this video clip, I thought it was fake. I will admit it wholeheartedly. The guy is standing in his screened-in porch or possibly behind some glass doors and just watching this creature come up to his porch, speaking calmly, just calmly talking to his buddy. And it kind of does that sway-like thing. It doesn't look like it has clothes on. And then it just disappears. It's a very strange video clip. And like I said, I didn't, when I first saw it, buy it. I was like, that's not real. That's this guy's, glory hunting or whatever. But then as you see this creature in his backyard and he's talking on the phone, it just kind of, I guess, vibrates into non-existence. It's there and then it's gone. And if you watch it, it looks like it's vibrating and then it's gone. It's very interesting. I'm not so sure anymore now that I've really overanalyzed this video clip. So you guys check it out and let me know what you think in the comment section. Here goes.
Believe me, he's the only one that will believe me.
Hey, Mickey G.
Hey, Mike, I need you.
Hey, can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video, it's playing right now. I put the iPad in the window and now this thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's coming up?
It's like a weird demonic looking thing and it's like a human and it's all scratched down and this is the second time this happened this week. You're on record, everything's recording now. I can see the thing, it's like looking around weird. You should see.
Hear ya?
No, it can't, but it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky. It's on video. Huh?
Not a person?
No, it's an evil identity. It's evil entity. This thing's like wicked looking. But it's a human form though. You gotta wait until you see the video. I got it on video.
Okay, good.
This is like one out of a million things that people will not. They'll think they won't think I'm crazy no more. Wait until you see this. Oh my God! It's like you should see this thing, Mike. Then 2 nights ago, I seen like this. I was seeing this thing. See it, and now it's gone. So I got 2 minutes on tape on a video, Mike.
And that, my Dogman fam, is tonight. Alright folks, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's bonus upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Once again, as always, I truly, truly do appreciate all your support. Because, and I really do mean this, without you guys, this channel wouldn't be anything except me talking into a mic. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your information, your theories, your ideas, making this channel something special. Because to me, it really is. And you guys are the reason for that. So with that, stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. We all know these creatures are real, and we know what they're watching. God bless you all.